Hey everybody, it's Jenn with Lady Tarot 911. How is your Wednesday going? I hope really good. Mine is going well. Let me grab, I'm just trying to grab these. Let's see. Well, I guess we're using these because these are the ones that I went for. So, yeah, hi. Let's do a check-in, find out what's going on with your energy today. What is happening? I know that Uranus is going to be going into Gemini, and that is going to be, that's like expect the unexpected, shocking type of events, things out of the blue, just about truths, like sudden truths, sudden information, and it's not really like, you know, coming to the surface. It is like tower type of energy with Uranus. Uranus is all about shocking and surprising. So just be grounded in this energy. Keep yourself grounded, and again, one foot in front of the other. And yeah, just expect the unexpected. However that resonates for you or connects with you or your story or what you're going through. This energy is crazy. We talked about it last night. Thank you for the comments that I received on that video, and then also privately about what people are experiencing. Okay, so let's see. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Give me just a second. I forgot to, I need to cleanse. Yeah. Oh, okay. And maybe that was the reason that I forgot to do it, is because this is maybe something I need to tell you is, you know, remember your sage. Remember to block your energy from those who, you know, are trying to take it, who, you know, want fixes off of your energy. Give me just a second. Sorry about this. Okay. So I'm gonna just real quick do a cleanse. Kind of clear the energy a little bit for your read. Hopefully everybody is, you know, maybe just starting to tread through this heavy energy. I'm hoping that it's going to start lightening up for you, as it has for me. I mean, I think that we're still in the thick of it, but it seems to be going in the right direction at least. Okay. You should be getting, I'm hearing more energy. That should be happening. You know, you should be feeling that here soon. Okay, sorry about that. All right. So, what message do you have? Okay. See, it always happens that way. I go to pick it up and there's one card left. So I guess that's going to be the start of our message. What is it? What is this about? Darkest before the dawn. Wait, okay. So I was just talking about that being in the thick of it, right? But we're in the right direction. So tens are in tarot are about not just endings, but endings and new beginnings. So it's kind of moving that energy, as I talked about yesterday, that flow of energy, how it's not seamless. It's not uniform in the way that it flows. It kind of, you know, swirls and mixes around. But the ending part of it, if you can imagine, like dark smoke here, and then like white smoke here, and you know how it kind of mixes together and creates gray, but you still have on this side, you know, dark, really dark, and then really light over here, because they are separated from each other, the polar opposite. So there's something is ending in your life, or in somebody who is attached to you, their life, in a huge way. Now, we've been talking about this as well, as far as like moving into a new chapter, moving into a new era. This has definitely been a slow process, I'm hearing, and it's one where it has almost pried open crown chakras. This is the color of the crown chakra, which is our intuition and our third eye, to give us understanding of directions that we need to go, different paths that we need to take, relationships we need to let go of, jobs we need to reassess. So for somebody, or for many, or for you and your person, there is an ending. Now this ended up here. Interesting, huh? What would that mean? As I was shuffling it, just kind of balancing, teetering. Somebody is balancing. There's a balancing happening, or a juggling between things. It's like a fine, like a tightrope. They're walking a tightrope, they're on the verge of doing something of, something is not quite over, even though it has kind of started to transition, all about like what I was talking about. We're moving in the right direction. Well, when that landed on my wrist, it was balancing. So somebody is balancing out something before they finally either take a leap forward, or there's going to be some type of backward regression type of movement. But tell me about this darkest before dawn. Okay, yeah, stability. Four of Wands. The four pillars are about balance. taking action is the red color. Yep, because they know, okay, so look at this. It's a balancing, it's like a 40-60 type of deal here. We've got 10, right, in the middle, but then we have a 4 and a 6, which is 10. It's so uniform. It's so, you know, I mean, it's not balanced. It is, but it's uniform as far as the connection between these three cards. So somebody is on the fence or balancing almost like with the 60% on this side, I'm thinking, and 40% on this side because of the 4 and the 6. It's like somebody just needs to do one more thing, or there's got to be one more action or some type of one more step forward before this becomes, you know, completely cut off. This is about tying up loose ends, finishing old, unfinished business, finally making that last decision, finally signing on the dotted line. You know, maybe I'm hearing like a divorce or some type of ending of a contract, or the finalizing the deadline, the date, there's a final time, final date that is going to arrive where some type of action, motion, maneuvering, decision has to be made. But it's already heading in the right direction. The teeter-totter, the balancing of the scales is already in the forward movement. So it's not like the Two of Swords that things are just like equally, you know, equal parts. It would be 50-50, not sure which way to go. I think that there is a direction, and the intuition is helping guide this with divine for somebody in this forward movement direction, ascension. Because again, this is my, you know, this is like current energy right here. This is past energy, and then this is like the future upcoming. Well, as this past kind of flows through and they take action on this last little bit, whatever it is, it'll move into better things ahead. So I think that's fascinating that came out like that. That's still a 10. Okay, so let's see. Let me grab Oracle. So tell me what this is for my viewer or for the collective. What is this about? And it could be about different things for different people. It could be about relationships. Oh, hi, Nolly. She loves laying out on the balcony. But when she hears things, she just jets through the screen. Okay, what is this about? What is this about? Give me a broad idea, I guess, because it could be so different for everybody. What is this about? Oh, a relationship, some type of relationship, a partnership. It could be a business partnership, but that's more of a love relationship. What's crossing that? Something from either the past is holding somebody back, or there's some type of nostalgia that is keeping somebody maybe, or people from the past I'm hearing is holding on. It's like that's that 40%, trying to make that final, why am I hearing final touchdown, final, okay, I already said maneuver. Final pass, final action. These are all just things that are coming up in my head. Yeah, the movement. So I don't know what I was asking when I pulled this. I was still like channeling those words. Okay, so somebody is holding on to somebody from moving ahead is what I get from this. This could be a soulmate connection, that an ending of a soulmate connection, but because of the past, either nostalgia, memories, or somebody from the past that is holding on to your person or you from moving forward. And okay, so how are they doing this? Oh, maybe holding up legal contracts, holding up legal court dates, issues. There's somebody's learning about some type of, so this karmic lesson. Okay, so then my mind, my channeling goes to what I said at the very beginning of this, that with Uranus and Gemini, so there could be some type of legal or karmic justice having, okay, back up. Being grounded in this energy with Uranus going into Gemini, it will be important, and that's what that reminded me of. So just reiterating that to you. However, what I believe might be taking place for somebody is that there's going to be some type of event, information, something that is surprising, pops up, is, you know, brought out, found out about something, and or a decision is made, some type of legality, or like I mentioned contract, and that's going to be a moment that catalyzes, with this red, catalyzes the finality of whatever this is, wrapping up, it's done, you're free, you're no more, you got your answer, the decision has been made, like I'm hearing just all done. And then it moves into this direction. It could be in relation to somebody from the past. Maybe there's a decision about somebody in the past, or somebody in the past makes a decision or finalizes something that has to do with balancing out the scales, justice. Swords are always about clarity. The Ace of Swords, Archangel Michael, the Sword of Truth, that frequency of energy is all about learning something, finding out something, clarity, understanding clearly, rose-colored glasses taken off, that type of thing. And now this could also be some type of contract in regards to a home or some type of stability or a job, being that this is the Four of Wands, and Four of Wands is about security, safety, stability, all of that. So maybe somebody is selling a home. There's the finality of winning a home, losing a home in some type of maybe divorce case, or just a decision made about some type of stability or a job. Some type of wrongs made right, and this could be with information that's being provided, with divine stepping in, karmic justice. This is about Libra energy. And we just had the full moon in Libra, so that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so can you tell me any more about this karmic justice? Tell me any more about this karmic justice for me. So your person could be going through this, or, okay. Okay, so this is going to, or this has happened where you've been given, or your person has been given time to really like introspect, go inward, and this, what did I say? Divine intervention, right? Higher power, choosing your highest good, aligning with your higher self, on the path of the divine and connected to spirit. So there's going to be, okay, this decision, it's stating, is going to lead to a time, a period, a moment where it's almost like I'm getting, it's like that breath you take after holding your breath, in the water. Somebody could have been really on edge or holding their breath as they were waiting for a decision, or trying to make this decision. And finally, when this is made, when this is done, when this surprising moment of revelation or understanding or clarity is made, it's allowing for somebody to finally like breathe, take that breath, and start connecting with their higher self, aligning with and understanding a higher purpose, a direction. A divine is there to support you or your person when this happens. But it's going to allow for a releasing of maybe karmic contracts. Karma is going to be paid, or karmic debt is going to be repaid. There's just going to be like a final cutting. In the way that she's holding these scales, how like I'm getting this image of in movies where they would hold a rope like that in their left hand, and then they would bring the sword up and then just cut through. And that's kind of what I'm getting from this image, is like it's just a finality, it's done, it's a like it is what it is type of deal, like all done. The end of this era, the end of this chapter, the end of this problem, situation, this blockage, whatever this has been for you or your person. And it could be in regards of whether to take action. There's going to be that final moment, that final, with Uranus and Gemini, it's going to be that final communication. Gemini is all about communications. And so it could be in regards to a Gemini, where it's a finality with a Gemini. However, Gemini energy is the communication. So maybe maybe you or your person block somebody, or they get blocked, or it's more like a final block or final cutoff, final decision made, versus a block in the way, have to learn lessons. This is the learning of the lessons. Somebody's learned the lessons or has gotten the lesson. And so then there's going to be just a emotion. Somebody here is just done. It's over. And there's going to be a final relaxing period, or a time that's going to ease. The pressure's going to ease, I'm hearing. Maybe you've been in your head, or your person's been in their head. I know that this has definitely happened, or is happening for me right now. I mentioned that yesterday. And but justice and divine is coming in to help this. Just, it's time. It's done. It's time. Okay, so then, okay, if we're looking, I can't get this straight. Let's see. So then, okay, with that ending, then tell me about or this is something that has already happened for you, or is just on the verge again. The energies do mix and they kind of bleed into each other. Okay, so what is this currently? Tell me more about this. The soulmates, the past. Okay, so this creates some type of, yeah, okay. When this happens, now this could be about boundaries. Remember I said like somebody could be blocking somebody else. When this happens, there's going to be some type of boundaries that are either naturally made or known or created or understood or enforced. And what happens when you create boundaries for yourself around your family, your job, yourself, your decisions, around what you will tolerate, your morals and your values, you become very magnetic, because that is a form of self-love and self-preservation. So your magnetism increases because you're ascending and you're raising your frequency. So when that happens, you become more magnetic. And that's why you find that when you choose yourself and you go a different direction, you don't chase, you're not vindictive, you're not focused on anybody else, but you're focused on yourself, and you raise your vibration. That's why people tend to come back around, and they come back in when you're in a new relationship, or you're going in a new direction, or you're focused on yourself. You become more attractive, and that's what's going to happen with this decision, this natural boundary, or this boundary that you place. And there's going to be this gap of time, or like this space here. I'm hearing that this boundary is going to be placed, and then it's like these testing moments. It's like a vulnerable state that you go into, being isolated, where it gives you time to process everything that's taken place, and people will come back around. You become magnetic, or there's an attraction or a magnetism towards something else that maybe was held back. And it's like the Chariot card. I'm getting the Chariot card in the deck, where if you're holding back the horses, they don't start off, they don't head that direction. But the minute that you release those reins, or that pressure, that pulling back, the resistance, this is releasing that resistance, either energetically, karmically, however it is for you, releasing that then sets the Chariot forward, and there's forward movement. But there is an isolation period of time where you have to process what has been and the unknown of what will be, and get yourself in alignment with that, so that you have a good foundation to start, and it's going to come through your intuition. You'll know when that time is, you'll know which direction to go. Divine is still helping with creating these boundaries, and is going to help give you the strength. This gives off Leo energy, but give you the strength to hold those boundaries when others want to come, and they'll want to pull you back into situations. So they can come with lies, they can come with too good to be true stories, they can be bribes, or any type of tantalizing, I'm hearing, offers, love offers, money offers, things that seem, anything to pull you back into this type of situation. That's why, your higher power is involved, divine is involved, to help keep you steady in those boundaries, holding those boundaries as you transition over to this better things ahead. Because we tend to not fall into this when we can see that there are better things ahead, but for a moment we're not going to be able to see that. There's going to be a void period where the energy is just realigning for this new path and this unknown. But this is saying that there are, divine is saying that there are better things moving forward, and mainly because, if not all of, because of the fact that you fulfilled whatever this contract or this energy or this karma was, which then starts you on a new journey, and you start to ascend up, in frequency and higher vibration. So then you do get better things in front of you. You get more opportunities. You get a higher view. Again, what I talked about yesterday, a higher view of possibilities and options for you. And yes, there are people that come and try and pull you back, but there's also people that are magnetized to you, who are, who maybe weren't an option before, or who were waiting in the wings, or, or job opportunities that it's, so if you haven't seen the movie When in Rome with Kristen Bell, it's super cute, and it reminds me of, so if you've seen it, when they get the poker chips, and it's kind of like that moment, and they start like thinking in their head, and it's like this magical moment of like, it's like a door opening or a magical changing of somebody's mind, or some type of, you know, magical money that you can't explain that ends up, you know, in your bank account or at your fingertips. Okay, if I could speak, in your at your fingertips. Okay, it must be really exciting what's coming for you, because I can't speak. It's so exciting. Money coming in your mailbox, or in your, you know, you find it in your, I have had this happen. So I do testify to these things that are unexplainable, logically, practically, on a 3D level. It could have only been divine intervention to have worked it out that way. So some type of abundance that is attracted to you. And it kind of reminded me of that movie, When in Rome, where they kind of perked up and then they became like magnetized to her. Okay, and so then after this isolation period, then for my viewer, then what's ahead for them? Oh, love. Okay, well, that's fantastic, right? There's someone maybe expresses their feelings for you, or there's some type of mutual attraction that becomes known. Wow, hold tight. The devil. Oh my God. Okay, so what I'm getting from this, hang on, what's crossing that? Ooh. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is there's been some type of situation potentially in yours or your person's life where there's been some either addiction or codependency that maybe wasn't understood. Like, why am I so attached? Why can't I move on from this? Why is a lot of why questions. And it's something, patterns that went around and around. And again, I mentioned to you that if somebody, you know, follows their cycle around and then they come to where Saturn tests us and says, okay, did you learn your lessons from that cycle? To carry yourself forward and ascend to get to a higher view. And if people, you know, don't care, they haven't done their work, they're not interested in bettering themselves, they're not, you know, we're here in this life to learn and grow, right? So if people are not interested in that and they're just asleep to any type of, you know, introspection, being better, doing better, making better decisions, then they just continue to go around and around on this cycle, and they don't ascend. And this is what this round and round is saying. So there has been some type of situation, maybe a relationship where somebody wouldn't let go, somebody wouldn't move on, somebody wouldn't choose to divorce, somebody wouldn't, you know, make a decision that was hard about some type of relationship. This could be family, this could be, doesn't have to be romantic, but making a decision about some type of devil energy that was holding somebody back. Maybe it was too tantalizing, maybe, you know, maybe it was seductive, maybe it was drugs or alcohol, maybe it was they were benefiting somehow, both parties, or all the parties, if there were more than one, were benefiting somehow from some type of continued pattern of somebody. And there was no closure of that. There was no final decisions being made. But because of this release of energy over here, there's answers. There's finally the answers about this, and it'll be seen once this over here has been decided on. It's almost like a test of faith. This is testing the faith of, like, do you trust yourself, your intuition, the intuition waking up, to take this action, to make this final decision about some type of situation, relationship in your life that you're connected to, or your person is connected to, that no matter who comes back to try and pull you back, no matter what looks tantalizing, what looks seductive, this, you know, Saturn testing you, will you make the decision to better your life? You know that you need better. You know that you're going to do better going forward. You know that this decision needs to be made, or else you're going to continue on the same path, because you made that decision based on faith, not being able to see in the 3D potentially yet what was going to happen. The universe always has your back. And as Steve says, the universe always brings you the right people at the right time, the right people in the right places at just the right time. And I very much believe that. That has happened to me many times. But if you pass the test based on faith, which strengthens your trust in your own intuition, then at that point, then it's going to help clear. That clarity is going to come through this justice with that sword. The clarity is going to come. The answers are going to come to what exactly this round and round was, why this happened. You're going to understand it. You're going to see this happened for these reasons, or these lessons. I had to learn it this way so that I could grow and, and properly, like, secure those lessons. So, but it is in regards to some type of relationship, and then being able to move forward. Now, this could also be just love of yourself and growing. And I've had this happen, I've had all of this happen before in my life. So it's just this continued energy, but it's giving hope, and energy moves so slow sometimes. So that's why the reads tend to kind of be the same thing, but you'll see it crawl a little bit. What is the final message I can give my viewers? Oh, you know what? It's called A Beautiful Life. So while I'm shuffling these, so speaking of all of these things happening, I potentially have a new project that's in the works that I'm working on right now, and I will give you more information about it, but it is going to be an opportunity potentially for you to ask questions if you have questions, or to just kind of get some answers if you're lost. I feel like my job here on YouTube is to help those who are led to my channel understand what's happening, just like I was led to others' channels. And I have my handful of readers that I have been watching for 5-6 years that continue to kind of guide me. So I feel like I'm, you know, supposed to be helping those who may be lost, feeling hopeless, or feeling confused. So there's going to be another opportunity mixed in with the tarot reads that I'm offering. So look out for that. I'll let you know what that is as I get closer to kind of launching that. But it's something in the works right now, and it hopefully will help you through my own experiences, and maybe give answers, maybe help validate, because I know that was the big thing for me, is that I wasn't sure what was actually happening. Like, you feel like you're out of your mind some of the times, and I don't want people to feel that way. So trying to help others understand, you know, and also using astrology, just trying to get a handle on being able to be in charge of their own lives and own their own lives, which having control of our own lives is beautiful, right? And understanding why things happen and why we're doing the things that we're doing. And it just makes life, you know, that much more fulfilling. So look out for that. But okay, metamorphosis, changing. Take ownership of your life. OMG, did I not just say that? Again, see how beautiful and perfect tarot is. It is why I am so in love with it. Take ownership of your life. And that's what my project is going to be based on. So, and shape your own destiny. Break free from societal expectations, external pressures, and self-imposed limitations, and embrace your authenticity and inner wisdom. By embracing your innate power to create positive change, you can manifest your dreams and aspirations with confidence and conviction. And it reminds me of last night's read, where we're headed to the manifestations after this that you have been hoping and wishing for. That'll actually, the blockages will be removed for these manifestations to start showing up for you. And so this is a total change. Yep, this is a complete transformation. This is like the death card that we had last night. And this is taking ownership of your own life through making this decision. So, and this could be you or your person, but to give you an idea of kind of what they're going through right now, they could be at any point of this. But hopefully that helps you guys. That was beautiful. What a great you know, wind up of this read. I love it. And a lot of it, especially with this color, note this as well. This color is all about intuition. So your intuition, your third eye in this whole situation, along this whole energy, is going to be just on fire. So on fire. Anyways, yeah. Okay. Hopefully that helps you guys, and I will see you on the next read. Bye.